I Why was that so? That should not have been as difficult as it was. Okie doke. Wow. Again with the phone falling. Ew, hold on. What the crap? Friend. Friend wants to live. Friend can go. Friend come, friend go. I agree. I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about why I'll never marry somebody who comes for money, and the other night I watched it back. I hate when my hair looks so healthy, but in that it makes my face look weird. I don't like, all my cats want to leave. All of them just want to go. As soon as I record. You can go, friend. And don't meow at me. Meowing at me like I'm like causing her problem. Anyway. Alright. So I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about how I'll never marry somebody who came for money. The response I got was not what I expected, but I'm very grateful for. I rewatched that video the other night. Okay. In that video, I talked about how I have systems down because of the way I have lived. And the other night I rewatched that video and I started to low-key doubt myself. Like, what are we doing? I was like, why would I say all this? Because it's important and it's because of what I stand for. I started thinking, is this a toxic mindset? Is this what they call a poverty mindset? You go on Google, you search up, what is the definition of a poverty mindset? The whole idea behind a poverty mindset is a set of beliefs and behaviors that can limit success and personal growth. Some examples. Fear taking risks, feeling guilty when they have more than others, fear of being seen as boasting, believe that financial struggle is the norm. All of these things. Now, quantity over quality, which is not me at all. Now, what I believe in does not limit my personal success and growth. What I believe in is because I have happiness outside of money. It's really ironic that I'm talking about this today, and I started filming and I had to pause for a second for something, and I literally got paid, like my check deposited, and I was like, okay, fire. The whole entire point of me talking, I'm gonna take these glasses off just because they're reflecting weird. The whole entire point of me making that video was to just get my message across that my source of happiness is not from money, okay? Money makes me so fucking happy. Cha-ching, cha-ching, Mr. Krabs, money, money, money. Get out of town, get a load of this. I love money. I'm not saying I don't. Everybody loves money. We can't live a life without it. My entire thing was, like, I'm not limited because of my beliefs. I'm not limited because of where I stand. It is the absolute opposite, in fact. Okay. I don't put money on a pedestal. And if I did, it wouldn't get me anywhere. If I did, that would limit my success. That would limit me, because then it's like, also somebody the other day commented, you'll never marry anybody, that's the thing. I was like, okay, maybe not. Marriage is like a huge thing, but I had to have a title that like was fluid. I don't know if I'll ever get married. I still have time to figure that out, but either way, you don't have a fortune ball. You're not gonna tell me if I'm gonna get married or not. Dog. Be polite, please. Anyway. So let's read a little bit more about poverty mindset, because it's not what I have. Yes, the way that I grew up played a part in the way I see money. And if I did grow up with money, I probably would feel completely different about it. Okay, but can we look at the selfie I took the other night? Okay, anyway. And I think it's always frustrated me about that's how I see life, is I can't just expect to receive something or do something that's out of my realm of, just out of my realm, and then expect the feelings to come from it. Because yes, I will take action and I will do what I need to do in life to get to where I need to be, and then happiness will come from that. But a huge portion of that is having a good mindset first, and then am able to achieve more. And so when I think about money, it's like I'm working a certain way. I'm doing what I need to do in life, receiving the money, but the work itself is making me happy. not just the money I'm receiving. I'm currently working full-time, luckily for me. I love my job. I love the atmosphere. I love what I get from it. I love who it's made me. And that's really rare, and I'm really grateful that I get to say that instead of being miserable. And, you know, it's like, sure, my mindset could be a little scarce, but it's not associated with a risk. It's not like, oh, I'm scared this is gonna happen if I do this, versus associated with my childhood. It's not necessarily that. It plays a part, like I said in the video. And it's really tricky for me, because when I post a video, I always upload it and then I rewatch it back and like, oh, I could have said this, I could have added this, but then I start overthinking and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna scrap the whole thing, delete the whole thing, forget about it. That's not necessarily healthy. I need to be satisfied with what I create and then build more. I could have mentioned the fact that it could be a poverty mindset in the video. But I don't look at life like you look at the definitions. It's like quantity over quality, you know. Let's go over a few of them again. Shall we? It's not limiting my opportunities. It's not about risk. It's not about me feeling like success is temporary. It has nothing to do with that. I don't see life like that. It's like not necessary for me to look at money as like, oh, I didn't have it. Now that I do, that's why I'm happy. I didn't have it. I was happy before without it. Maybe I struggled because I didn't have it, but in receiving it isn't going to solve my problems. I'm overthinking so much right now because I'm trying to like, because it's not, it's about, like I talked about in the video too. I talked about how I place my highest, like, set, like, how do I word this? My fuel in life, I will always place environmental over money, over financial. I will always, always, always pick the chance where I'll feel the happiest regarding my environment, the people around me, my routine, if my routine can be exactly how I need it to be, fit for me. Like, my current life is balanced. And it's, I'm not living with fear associated with money. I'm living on the fact that, like I said in the video, and not because. Two things can be true at once. I don't look at money the way I do. What the fuck was that? That was the weirdest sound I've ever heard in my entire life. Me having this thing of like, money's not going to create happiness for me. I'm going to create happiness. Money will come from the happiness I'm creating for myself, within myself, isn't going to hold me back from making more money. It's not about that. Going back to the fact that a poverty mindset is centered around fear and like holding back from certain things, I don't hold back from spending money on myself. I always will treat myself. Always. I deserve it. Because it's not like I'm looking at money as a sacred thing. I'm not looking at it like, oh, I can't spend that. When I was a kid, I used to be hesitant. I would look at price tags at like 11 years old, worried about why I shouldn't have this new back to school outfit for the first day of school because it's a little too pricey and I know that we have bills to pay. I can step outside of that mindset now. I can step outside of that and spend money on myself. I remember the first time I spent $250. No, how much was it? I don't remember if it was $150 or $250, but I bought a pair of Nike Dunks, and it was the first time I ever spent hundreds of dollars on a pair of shoes on myself, and I was like, wow, I can do that, and I'm happy that I get to do that, and that's the end of that thought. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you get what I mean? Excuse me, by the way. Sorry. That was bad manners of me to do that. I know that there's a lot of people in the world who are working a miserable job, but they're making so much money, and that's what they have to do. But their environment sucks. The people around them are toxic. They have no time to do actual self-fulfilling stuff because your entire life is just making money. Your entire life can't just be making money. That's not healthy. Like, if you're like, oh, I'm making money, but that's the only factor, are you happy with that? And I feel like if you only look at money as the only thing that will bring you happiness, you're forgetting about all the other factors that play a part that are holding you back from making more. And in the video, I don't know why I was talking about marrying somebody, because I don't want to get married right now, but it was a catchy title, so I ran with it. Shut up, don't talk to me. Talk to me, please. I don't remember whose birthday it was. I'm not gonna. I went over to this little girl's birthday party when I was a kid, and I noticed how different everybody's life was. I noticed how many toys they had, and how their rooms looked, and how they had a whole separate room for their toys, and also toys in their room. Every time that I would go over to somebody's house who had more money than I did, I would feel so separate. But I would not make myself, I wouldn't determine that as like, oh, I'm not as worthy. And I'm so proud of little me for being able to differentiate different lifestyles so young, but also be able to recognize that that doesn't equal. You know what I mean? I'm really happy. I'm upset that I had to even doubt myself for this mindset, because I do like to look for deals. I do like to find some things that are cheaper. I prefer secondhand over, buying clothes new, just because that's the way I like it. It has nothing to do with, oh, I have to choose this so that I save money. No, it's like I'm still gonna end up saving money in some places, because that's just the smart thing to do if I want to get further. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I will always spend money. Like, I want to spend money on what I want. Sorry. Ew! Sorry. I just thought of a conversation I had. Ew. Ew. I hate when I think of conversations that I've had and I just smile. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm just like, Sarah. It's just, I'm happy I'm able to recognize where my priorities lie. And I'm still gonna go far, and I'm still gonna make so much money. But, and everything's always changing financially in the world. Inflation and all that stuff. And it's like we created the value of money, and yet somehow we also created systems that are holding. I'm still so confused about that. How are we as a species like, why is that set up like that? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just bitches? Sorry. What? Me and my friend, this could just be because we wanted to be rebellious, but also like it saved us money. When we were like 10, we had this thing called 3 for 1. There was a gas station. We would go there, and we would steal 3 pieces of candy. It was so funny because, like, I knew then that I wouldn't have to spend money on it. But it was also like, I'm stealing. Oh, she's stealing. Oh, she's stealing. So I look different because it's another day. Hi. How's it going? When we focus so much on what we don't have in terms of financial, it will just loom over you all the time, and it will manifest in all other areas of your life. Like, there's other ways to feel rich, and I will always be rich in all areas, in my mind, because I don't need to have 17 zeros in my bank account. That's not when my happiness will be reached. And when you're like, oh, I'm broke, then you'll be broke in all areas. When you start concentrating on the areas where you do feel the most abundant, that will be your field of view, the actual abundance, instead of focusing on what you don't have. Like that fear of like, oh, I'm broke, I need money to be happy, but I'm so broke right now. That's gonna like literally create such insecurity and fear. And just like, some people will abandon the actual greatness in their life because they think like good stuff, because they think that the money is going to be better than that. People will turn their back on you to get rich. I know you turned your back on me just to get some racks. I see you swerve back, come in the black. Do diamonds on me, fuck up glasses, my Snapchat, cause I been getting paid. But for real though, you can't take it when you die. Why am I referencing so many like rap songs today? Hello? J. Cole said, can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. It's like you'll get so fucking rich and then still be lonely because you're not prioritizing friendships, relationships, community, experiences, love, nature, any structure outside of money. Always fear. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about any kind of relationship in general, that somebody's gonna prioritize something over me, but tell me they're not. And that's such like an insecure, deep-rooted fear of mine. And I'm trying to get over that, but it's like, I don't know how to think another way. I'm trying to, but it's really tricky. I'm trying to like make that separation. I just think the actual experience of life is the reward itself and not just arriving at a decent sized number in my bank account. Let me see those numbers go up. Let me see go up and up and up and up. A couple zeros never hurt anybody. Except it does when that's all you want. If you focus on the fact that you have, manifest yourself having so much fun experiences, so many people, I have all this abundance in my life, then more will come to you. But if you're like, oh, I'm so broke, the only way for me to ever get happy is if I have money, and there's no way for me to do that, then you're going to translate in all areas of your life. You're going to be like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have many friends, I don't have good experiences, my life is tragic, I don't have a stable this. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what happened to me. I have been on and off the past couple years financially because I was like worrying about stupid shit. And I mean, I also, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to leave out right there, but me focusing on the lack of the fact that I didn't have enough was also translating into me not getting a stable job, me isolating myself so much, me having so much hatred for the world and not understanding it. And it literally translated into everything and prevented me from getting money because I was like, if I can't simply do this one thing, everything else is ruined. I was like, it was just terrible. I know for a fact I will never be stuck at a job that I hate because I'm going to decide that now so that I don't regret it in the future. I will always make sure of this. It's so fucking, I love the winter. It's so gorgeous town out there. What was I saying? Yay. I want to be Adam Sandler rich. I want to be the type of rich where you're so humble that you don't drown yourself in designer to prove a point. I love my boy Post Malone. If I'm gonna try to go to I've never been to a concert in my entire life. There's so many things I tell people all the time that I haven't done. They're like, what do you need to say? And I'm like, take me then. Anyway, one of the people I want to go to a Post Malone concert so fucking bad. I think that if that happens and then I die, that's a life. I live my life good. Anyway, what? Morbid? What are we doing? What was I talking about? He made a song called Rich and Sad. Money's not going to solve all your problems, ever. It never will. You can be so fucking rich and still be lonely. I have a cat named Montclair. Montclair's a designer brand. I don't know how likely it is that I'll ever fucking buy something from Montclair, but my cat's name is Montclair. It's pretty. I love my cat. But it's just funny and ironic that I'm like, I don't know. I always end up talking in circles at the end of my videos when I run out of things to say, and I'm like, okay, Sarah, let's wrap this up. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. Yeah. I will go so far, but it's like, I will go so far and I will make money. That's so satisfying doing that. Okay, anyway, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Be the light if you don't see any in the world, become it. And always stay kind, always stay positive. You're doing great. Never forget that. I love you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. I don't know if I haven't said this one. I'll drink your favorite drink. I didn't even like Pepsi most of my life. And I discovered that literally a couple months ago, I would drink one like every day. And my life was significantly better. The fuck they putting in that shit? Just kidding. I just like it. Okay. Bye.